Hi everyone, it's Jordan Ray again with another video using Google Apps Script to make things more productive, make things easier for ourselves. Um, Today, my demonstration is going to be a little bit different because I opened up a Patreon page. Uh, I need your help in continuing to create these kinds of videos that help teachers and or really anybody who wants to be more productive using code and Google Apps Script. Um, I wanted to link my Patreon page on all my videos that I've created so far, which actually is over 100 videos. And if you just want to use the web interface, that will take time. It just takes forever to click on the pages and loading things up, and just not the easiest thing in the world. So I figured, why not use Google Apps Script to make it easier for ourselves, and that way all we can do is just click on some code and update every video with a link that says support me on Patreon. All right, if you're interested, stay tuned after the break. Okay, let's get started. See how much I remember. All right, the first thing we're going to do, I've already named my project YouTube Descriptions, and I'm going to go into Advanced Google Services and enable my YouTube Data API. And that's as simple as just turning that on, clicking on the link to the developers console, or I think it's called the Cloud Developers Console now. I'm not sure what Google Cloud Platform looks like what they're calling it. And once you're in there, you just need to enable the YouTube Data API. All right, enable that. And once this is done, you can just close the browser tab and we can get started. Perfect. It's done. We're going to close that out. Click on OK. Okay, starting from a very blank script editor here, we're going to actually create a new function, call it get video, and we're going to pass in the ID of the YouTube video. And because we have access to this YouTube object, we can autocomplete. We're going to go to videos and we're going to list. And what we want to do, actually, let's look at this again. When you type list, the first thing you can do, the first parameter is a string, and that's the part that you want to return. And then you can actually pass in an object of optional arguments, and we're going to do exactly that. So we're going to pass in snippet, and then I'm going to put this object, and the object is going to have the ID and the ID that we passed in here. So this right here corresponds to this ID there. And what that's going to do is it's actually going to give us some items. Let's just call it this items. And I think we need actually items because it passes an array, passes them as an array. But we only want the one thing, and since we're giving it a specific ID, we can take the zeroth element of it, the zero element. And then let's just logger.log, and let's just log item. I'm sorry I called this items, but as I was just explaining, we're only going to get one thing back. So we actually have to pass in an ID, and I'm just going to create I've got caps. I'm just going to create a little test function here that I can run, and we're going to say get video, and let me grab one of my video ID. Okay, so I copied in this video ID for one of my videos, and let's just go ahead and run this and see if we log in this item. We're going to run, instead of get video, we're going to run test, and let's go ahead and do that. The very first time you run this, you've got to give it some permissions, and now the security has kind of been kicked up a notch on Google, and so it should tell me that my app is unverified, which is no problem. So I'm writing all the code that's going in here, so I know that it's, oh, it didn't even give me the unverified message. Well, okay, no problem then. All right, so let's take a look at the log, and there we've got the snippet for the video ID that I gave it. So that's perfect. We're actually gonna, let's clean this up a little bit here, and I'm actually going to change this function to actually return. To return this, I'm going to create a new function called main, and this is going to actually have all of our code, and then these kind of helper functions will return values. So I'm going to create this and call this video, and then I'm going to call get video, and I want to pass it the same thing that's over here. Let's just copy that. And then once we've gotten that video, we want to change we want to update the description. So I'm going to create a new update description and pass it the video. So we got to create that function also. Update description, and we're passing in this video parameter. And now we need to take a look at the so the snippet will have a description on there, and we can access that by typing video.snippet.description, and we want to add in, let's actually, do we want to put the description at the beginning? Let's try that. Yeah, so we want to add we want to add this to the beginning of all of my descriptions. Let's call it video.snippet.description equals, and we're going to say support me on Patreon, and I'm going to put the link, patreon.com/JordanRay, and then we're going to add to the end of it. Actually, I want to create a couple of new lines, which I think we can do with just this /n. And here we're going to add video.snippet, can't type, the description. And then we've got to call in this YouTube service again, videos and .update. And we want to pass in the video. And we want to update the snippet. And the documentation for these you can find on the YouTube data API page. Everything is right there. And once we have done that, we should be good to go. And we can actually check it out. So let's save this. I'm going to run my main function here. So it's going to then get the video and then update the description. Once we've done that, we can figure out how to loop through all the videos. New permissions. Again, like I said before, it might tell you that your code is unverified, and that's just some new security things with Google. As long as you are typing your own code, you don't have much to worry about. Now that we have done that, we can look at the video itself, and you'll see the support me on Patreon in all caps with a link right to my Patreon page. And you'll even see those couple of lines worked there. That /n/n that I put in should give you a couple lines of free space. So we've got that working. Now we want to loop through all the videos, because I've got over 100 videos here on my channel. We don't need to actually wait for that to load. We want to loop through all the videos and do exactly what we're doing here. So I need to actually let me comment these out for the time being. And I'm going to create a variable for the videos, and we're going to get the YouTube service, and we're going to use the search method, and we're going to list, and we need to actually grab a couple of parts here. We need the snippet, of course, because that's where we get the description, and we're going to put an object of optional arguments in here. We got to do a couple of things here. First, we need to tell it that we only want videos, not playlists or anything like that. I don't know. I'm not so familiar with the YouTube API that I know exactly what all it'll grab, but let's give it the type video. Let's say max results 50. That's the most you can do. And the default, I think, is like 5. So you want to actually minimize the amount of these kind of calls that you have to do. So let's just get the maximum. And let's say for mine is true. Now that just tells it that I only want my videos. I'm the authenticated user here, so I just want to get my videos. Now, there's another little bit of tricky stuff we have to do here. Because it's only giving us 50, and I have over 100 videos, we actually have to use a page token that it's going to give us. And then we're going to actually make this call a couple of times, and then kind of concatenate everything into one big array. And I'll just call that one big array, I'll call it all videos. And we're going to go ahead and set it as videos.items. And now, while videos.next, oh man, I'm struggling to type here. Next page token, if that's true, if that next page token exists, we're going to run some stuff here. We're actually going to, let's just copy this call itself. Let me align everything. Let's call that, and we're going to add one last little parameter here, page token, and we're going to call it videos.nextPageToken. Whoops. Now, this absolutely corresponds to what we have right here. And you see, if this doesn't exist, if there is no page token, like if that's a null variable, this while loop will stop running, and we'll be down here. I'm just gonna say logger.log done. Now, I have that all videos variable, and what I want to do is then set it equal to all videos, and we're going to concatenate videos.items. So if it does have a next page token, we're going to call this again. We're going to get a whole new 50 array of 50 videos, and then we're just going to concatenate them together and then set them equal into this all videos. And that should, let's go ahead and we can actually watch this work by just doing all videos, all videos.length, and it should say like 50 and then 100, and then I forget how many videos I have. I think probably like 105 or something. So then it'll give us that. So let's run that and look at it. 100, 104, 104, and done. I wonder why it doesn't say. Oh, yeah, that's why. Okay, so it's right, because it's already at 50 here, and then it has an next page token. It runs, adds to that because I put this at the end here. So let's take a look at this. If I look at the length here, run that, that should be a little more clear as to what's going on. 50 100, 104, and then we're done. Perfect. So now we need to actually update the descriptions. To do that, let me go ahead and remove some white space here. Whoops. And I set a breakpoint. Don't want that. Okay, so let me remove this little done statement. We're going to uncomment these. And we have this all videos array. So we want to actually loop through that. And we're going to start at 0. I is less than all videos dot length. And we're going to increment by 1. And inside of this for loop is where we're going to do this work. Because for each video, I want to get the video, and then I want to update the description. And we're going to replace this. We don't want to just keep doing that over and over and over again. We want to delete that, and we're going to say all videos, and we're going to put that I index in there. And we want to go snippet. Actually, let's take a look here, because I forget where the ID is. So let me comment these out again, and I'm just going to console.log all videos I, and let's run that. It's going to give us about 104 different responses, but this will let us see where in the snippet we can get the ID. So published at thumbnails, I don't want that. I actually just want the ID right here. That's equal to a kind, and then video ID. So I think we can just call ID dot video ID. So let's take a look. Dot ID dot video ID. If we run that again, we should only get the video IDs. Hey, there we go. So you'll see all these cool little YouTube video IDs right here. And then it's just something as simple as uncommenting these, 2 lines, and we want to do ID.video ID. And there, we should be able to save this, run it, and it's going to update all my videos with the text, support me on Patreon. And it's going to take a little bit of time. Thank you very much for watching this video. You can find the code. I will share it below. I'll put it up on GitHub in a little gist file. This main can probably be refactored out into a couple of different functions. If you want to go ahead and take a crack at that, please do. Pull my code on GitHub or fork it, whatever, and then push the changes back. Share it with the community at large. And if you like this video, please subscribe and support me on Patreon. That's kind of the point of the whole video, is updating these descriptions so that I can keep making cool videos using Google Apps Script and code to make ourselves more productive. Cheers, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you soon.